Hey again, everybody. So today I want to talk about change, but kind of just setting goals and how we can progress towards things that we want to progress towards. So the quote at the beginning is the first step toward change is awareness. The second step is acceptance. This is from Nathaniel Brandon. I didn't really know who he was. I was just kind of looking for quotes. From what I found, he's a Canadian American like a psychologist or something like that. But um, that is just to say that I don't always know the people that I'm putting the quote from. I just kind of find a quote that fits kind of what I want to speak on. But anyway, the title of the video is also the first step is to care, and I want to touch on that a little bit more than what the quote was because this this phrase I actually heard it in a book at my work. I've been listening to a lot of audiobooks, and I'm getting into into Brandon Sanderson finally. I don't know how I didn't get into his stuff sooner, but I am listening to The Way of Kings right now, and I don't remember which character says it, but they say that exact line. The first step is to care. And I heard that, and it just kind of left a impression on me that I should write that down and that I should speak on that. And I mean, it's kind of self-explanatory there that is the first step in really doing anything. And this is something that I've been thinking about a lot recently because over the next few months, I am preparing for a pretty big life event. And I won't speak on that until it happens, but there are a lot of things that I need to be doing to prepare myself and others for that. And one thing is saving up a lot of money and doing everything that I can to be financially prepared for it. And so when I go to work and there's a job I'll be doing over the summer too, that when I feel like, oh man, this seems like it's gonna be a lot. My schedule right now is crazy. I don't have a single day off where I have nothing going on. It's very nonstop and makes the time go by very quick. So I don't have a whole lot of free time to do other things that I might be wanting to do. And so that's kind of made me make this kind of tier list of priorities in my mind. And I kind of repeat those things to myself as I am, doing all my day-to-day things. My first priority is my health, and so just staying on top of sleep, consistently being in the gym, and eating well are all things that I keep as my number one priority because if that goes out of, balance, then everything else does. If I'm not at my best physically, how am I going to perform in my day-to-day things? And there are of course parts of that I don't stay consistent on, namely my diet is kind of everywhere, but doing what I can to get back on top of that. My second priority is my education, because I am in school right now, and so that is the number one thing that is really preparing me to be able to have a career. And I'm having quite a bit of fun with it too. So it's, kind of nice to have one of your top priorities be fun. And then third is my relationships. Um, and and then fourth is kind of everything else. And so when I'm at work or when I am doing something where I'm like, man, this is kind of a lot of work, but I know it's to meet that thing that will happen later this year, that I remind myself that this is a priority and that I do care about that thing. And because I care about that thing, I need to care about these things that I'm doing right now. And so that's kind of a hard mindset to maintain, though, because you kind of fall in and out of really caring about things. And I mean, the easiest example of that for me recently was that there was a week, a little bit ago, maybe not a whole week, but like 4 days that I was out of the gym, and I could feel it where I could, like, there was that voice like, dude, what are you doing? You need to get back there. And I don't really remember what exactly threw me off. I think it was just because my schedule got quite a bit more full, and so I felt that I didn't really have time to. And so I kept kind of nagging myself of like, dude, like, if you want it, you will make time. And so that was my first step, was that I had to care about it again. And so this isn't a mindset that you can really continue to keep, but that first step in getting back to it is always to care first. And so just going back to the root reason of why you're doing, whatever you do, is what's going to get you back on track. And I guess another good example of things that are kind of easy to like lose that consistency with is especially like personal hobbies. And I've definitely had this. I learned guitar, or tried to. I've tried to pick it up multiple times, and I have a pretty fair, I would say, intermediate level where I can pull up some tabs and I can, play it after I've practiced it. But by no means would I say that I am a guitarist or that I can really do anything extremely impressive on it. And I haven't played it for quite a while now. And every once in a while I'll have an, itch to go back to it. And I really do want to. I just don't have time for it. But that's the thing, is that when it's a hobby like that, where I'm not in, I'm not trying to be a musician. I'm not trying to really do it for any higher reason than just that I think it's cool. And so when I have those inevitable changes in what I think is cool and change in interest of what I want to be doing, then of course I'm going to kind of, fall out of it. And so I kind of lose that care, because it's not really a high thing on my priority list. But that's not always a bad thing, because is me not playing guitar, is that ruining, anything? Not really. It's just kind of ruining like that dream that I have of being able to play well. But that's not like a super detrimental thing, and isn't impacting any other parts of what my current priorities are. So overall, I just like to say that it's 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 always down to that first step, and that really, without caring, why do we do anything? Because we get ourselves out of bed because we care to be in class or at work on time, because we care about those things, or we make, sacrifices of money or our own free time to spend it with other people, or whatever, because we care. And so for people that kind of, like, there's so many memes and all those things about people being, you know nonchalant and not really caring. But everybody cares about something on some level, even if it's kind of that subconscious level. So if there's a goal that you want to go for, just remember that that first step is to care about it and remind yourself of what your why is and then how you're going to do it. So that's all I have for you for today. I'll see you in the next one.